It's me, Sailor Moon, and it's me, Sailor Pluto. And today, well, and today we're gonna talk about, this one thing. Well, it's not a bad thing or anything, but it's not bad. But all right, so YouTube came up with some new oversight. Well, that isn't really a big deal. Now, the first oversight is like, well, keeping all your data. Oh, that Greek borrowed word, your need, everything about you, one's own, and not selling it to anyone or not living it out for anyone to see besides them and you. Another thing is also new oversights when it comes to letting your stuff be put on their app. And business wise is, you know, showing up on films that are not on fairways and films that are not in a YouTube uh mateship. Now, for some folks that might be a big thing, and for some folks it might not be. But for someone who is not a YouTube mate and some business wise buys business time on films that you made, you're not really answerable for anything that goes on. It's not like you put the business wises there, and it's not like you. Okay, all right, I'll get out of here. First off, it would you see if anyone wanted to buy business time on our YouTube fairway, the first hang up they would run into would be, well, we don't get a lot of watch time. Yeah, some of our films get a lot of looking and some of them don't. So that'd be the first hang up. And they might not want to buy business time on our YouTube fairway over that one little thing. Also, if they didn't like what you did on your channel, on your fairway, your films, they could just, choose not to buy any time on there. But a long time ago, we went on our YouTube fairway a long time ago in the settings and shifted. We didn't want no business wises showing up on any of our channels or our films. So even if the new oversight that YouTube has made since the 8th between of this month happened, it won't happen to us because we didn't give them the right to do it. We shifted that off. Now, if we would have kept that on all those years, then we would have then our fairway would have started having business wises on it. Now, the one thing, Sailor Moon, is that you didn't say is, does that mean anyone who gets business wises on their YouTube fairway then has to follow the YouTube business wise oversight? I don't know, to be earnest with you. It's not like they're a YouTube mate. If you were a YouTube mate and you were putting, and you were putting those business wises on on your fairway after someone at YouTube, after you were putting them on your fairway and you were a YouTube mate and you were getting some kind of income from Google through those business wises being on yours, then you might have some answer, might be answerable for some of it. But if you're a non YouTube mate, I don't really think you're answerable for it. It's not like you went on your YouTube film shifting tool and then said, well, I want that business wise to be there in the beginning, middle, and end of my film. So it's not like would these folks have to be ants, would they have to follow that? Well, it's not that they actually put the business wises themselves on their films, so probably not. Unless you were a YouTube mate, which you were going in and putting those business wises on your film, then you would have be answerable for it. I don't know. And I'm sure there are a lot of YouTube mates out there who've been on YouTube for years and some who just became mates that are wondering what that means for them. Well, it doesn't really mean nothing for them because they're still going to get their gal, their income, whatever their gal from Alphabet through Google through YouTube each month. They're still going to have to follow all the oversights that they've been following for years. They're still going to have the same fears and the same downsides, that they already had being YouTube business mates. But for those who are not, and they're getting business wises on there, well, they're not going to be answerable for it. Yeah, well, you're right, Sarah Pluto. I mean, would it be like we would have to tell the business wises, oh, well, forgive us, but we don't get a lot of watch time on our films, or forgive us if you didn't like what we did on our films. You're going to have to take it up with YouTube and Google and Alphabet, the ones that would actually be answerable for that. And it wouldn't be, and another thing is, if anyone gets any income, any gal now through Alphabet, through Google, through YouTube, then that can be tollable. So in the past, where YouTube business mates were seen as free workers, well, now the new oversight is that Google will actually take out for anyone who is a business mate, even though they're not a worker. So you don't have to. So you don't have to do it yourself, but you still got to do your bookkeeping like everyone who is making a tollable income. And that's it for all the oversights that YouTube has come up with for the YouTube WEBSTEAD oversights. Now the YouTube followership oversights, that's keeping the same. That's never shifted. As far as the YouTube business-wise oversight, yeah, they're wise. They're always shifting that too. And as far as a YouTube mateship oversight, that's shifting all the time. That does not keep the same. So it is what it is. Just had to go out there and say that. And you might ask yourself, am I the right doll to even be talking about this? Well, if you don't believe me, go on your email or your send and read the new oversight that YouTube has come up with, or oversights, if you don't take my word on any of this stuff. Well, you're right about that one. Well, Sailor Moon, it looks like we can't really talk about any more about this than we already did. So yeah, those are the new YouTube oversight that YouTube's come up with, at least for YouTube WEBSTEAD oversight. As we said, the YouTube followership oversight has been kept the same. The YouTube business-wise oversight, I don't know about, because I don't follow that, because I don't get business-wise on my films. And the YouTube mateship oversight, that shifts all the time, from what I hear. That they're always coming up with new oversights for that. And I don't really know anything about that because I'm not a YouTube business mate, so I don't follow that oversight. So it is what it is. Alright, hope you like this film. And if you like this one film, watch the film over here we made yesterday, or follow us here. I'm Sailor Moon. I'm Sailor Pluto. Hope you like this film.